they said. "Let us build ourselves a city and a tower with its top reaching heaven. Let us make a name for ourselves so that we do not get scattered all over the world." Now Yahweh came down to see the city and the tower that the people had built. "So, they are all a single people with a single language," said Yahweh. "This is only the start of their undertaking. Now nothing they plan to do will be beyond them. Come, let us go down and confuse their language there, so that they cannot understand one another." Yahweh scattered them, thence all over the world, and they stopped building the city. That is why it is called Babel, since there Yahweh confused the language of the whole world, and from there Yahweh scattered them all over the world. In the evening of that same day, the first day of the week, the doors were closed in the room where the disciples were, for fear of the Jews. Jesus came and stood among them. He said to them,
"Peace be with you."
And after saying this, he showed them his hands and his side. The disciples were filled with joy at seeing the Lord, and he said to them again,
"Peace be with you. As the Father sent me, so I am sending you."
After saying this, he breathed on them and said,
"Receive the Holy Spirit. If you forgive anyone's sins, they are forgiven. If you retain anyone's sins, they are retained."
At the Tower of Babel, the human spirit was the driving force behind the construction of the tower. However, on the day of Pentecost, it was the Holy Spirit that was the driving force. One resulted in confusion. The other resulted in harmony. Interestingly, in both cases, God used language to achieve his purpose. In the first instance, he used different languages to thwart the plans of men. In the second instance, he used different languages to bring men together. In most countries and cities, we have people who speak different languages. To evangelize, we need to speak the language of love. The festival of Pentecost had arrived, and the believers all gathered together in one place. Suddenly there came a sound from the sky like a roar of a violent wind, and it filled the whole house where they were sitting. Then they saw what looked like tongues of fire, which separated and came to rest on each of them. They were all filled with the Holy Spirit and began to talk in different languages, as Spirit enabled them to speak.